When a friend messes up, you probably think, they were stressed, it happens. But when you mess up, it feels like proof of something. Why do we let other people off the hook but never ourselves?
Why do we excuse others but blame ourselves?
Yes, well, the asymmetry here is really quite striking when you examine it carefully. You see, when it comes to your own mistakes, you have the full picture. You know every intention, every tiny decision, every moment where you thought you could have done better. So the mind naturally constructs this rather punishing version of events. You knew what you should have done, therefore you are culpable. But with other people, you only see the outcome. You don't have their internal monologue, their context, their constraints. So the mind, quite reasonably actually, fills in the gaps with charitable explanations. Oh, they were probably under pressure. Oh, there must have been a reason. The trouble is, you apply generosity outward and rigour inward, which are obviously two entirely different standards operating simultaneously. Put simply, you judge yourself on what you knew and everyone else on what you don't.
Why do we excuse others but blame ourselves?
Oh, sweetheart, I think a lot of it comes down to keeping things warm between people, you know? When someone we care about makes a mistake, we give them the benefit of the doubt because we want to protect that connection. We don't want to damage what we've built together. And blaming yourself instead? That's actually a way of saying to everyone around you, I'm safe. I'm not the one stirring things up. It's a kind of peace offering, really, and it gets even stronger when it's someone whose approval really matters to you, a boss, a parent, someone close to your heart. We go out of our way to excuse them and turn the blame inward because deep down we're trying to hold the relationship together. We all do it, dear. It's not weakness, it's just how much we need each other.
Look, your mistakes hit different. You've got a reputation to maintain, an image. When you mess up, it's not just an error. It threatens the whole picture you built of yourself. Competent, together, someone who doesn't slip up. So you come down hard on yourself. Why? Because punishing yourself feels like restoring your standards. It feels like you're still in control, still someone who holds things together. And excusing other people? That's actually smart. You look mature. Fair. Emotionally solid. You don't come across as petty or judgmental. That's a good look, champ. The problem is, you're running two completely different rules. One set for you, one set for everyone else. You're the only one who has to be perfect. That's not strength. That's just pressure with a better outfit on.
Why do we excuse others but blame ourselves?
Okay, so blaming someone else sounds simple, but I don't know. Have you thought about what actually happens if you do that? Because what if they push back? What if it causes a whole thing and now the relationship is damaged and you've made an enemy out of someone who could have just been fine with you? That's a lot of risk. Self-blame is just quieter. You absorb it privately. No confrontation, no fallout. And honestly, there's another part to it. If you assume it was your fault, then you can do something about it next time. You can double-check more, be more careful, try harder. I don't know, that feels safer somehow. Because if it's on the other person, what do you do with that? You can't control them. And that uncertainty is, yeah, that's the part that really gets to me.
This behavior follows a consistent pattern, and I do not think it is random. When you assign blame to yourself, you retain a degree of influence over future outcomes. If the problem originates with you, then you can adjust your behavior, your preparation, your process. That is an actionable conclusion. It is preferable to the alternative. When you excuse the other person, you also achieve something useful. You do not have to revise your understanding of them. You do not have to alter the relationship or introduce unpredictability into a dynamic that was previously stable. Both responses serve the same underlying function. They keep things manageable. They reduce the number of variables that feel unresolved. The distortion is not the goal. The stability is. The mind will accept a version of events that is not entirely accurate if that version keeps the system running in an orderly way.
Why do we excuse others but blame ourselves?
My child, there is something telling about the way we live so fully inside our own story and so lightly inside everyone else's. We feel the weight of our own choices from the inside. Every hesitation, every moment we knew better and did not act on it. That closeness makes a mistake, feel like a verdict about who we are. But with others, we only see the surface of things. And so we soften. We offer reasons without even being asked. Over time, this creates a kind of uneven ground. You demand certainty of your own innocence before you will forgive yourself, but you give others that grace freely and without question. The gentleness you offer so naturally to people you love has always been yours to offer yourself as well. Perhaps the kindest thing we can learn is simply to be as fair a witness to ourselves as we so easily are to everyone else.
If you made it this far, you're gonna want to see what comes next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our next video, and click the video on screen now to keep learning more. See you in the next video.